Well, we have our first look at Disney's new version of Snow White, and instead of the 7 dwarves, they're doing the 7 magical creatures. In an effort to be inclusive and not controversial and not be divisive, they've only hired one little person and the rest are just normal, regular people. What I find so ironic about this is, instead of hiring these little people who could have used the work and who could have gotten paid and don't have many roles in Hollywood, they decided not to be inclusive. It's like the diversity and equity stuff has gone so far, it's like the snake going around and eating itself. They've forgotten that these little people probably could have used the work. And honestly, this is not giving Snow White. This is giving hipster from Brooklyn. And this guy, he looks like he's about to rob an Urban Outfitters Disney. And what's with all of this rope? I thought this was Snow White, not 50 Shades of Grey. I really think Disney just should have hired the little people. I don't know who's calling the shots over there. The fact of the matter is they've lost $900 million on their last few releases, so they gotta go back to the drawing board and get it together. Maybe this writer's strike will be a time for reckoning. Now, the new Snow White is being played by Rachel Zegler, who's a beautiful Colombian-American actress. I will say the outfit is giving very much Spirit Halloween. Disney, I know your budget is struggling, but this? I think it's also important to point out that Hollywood has no original ideas. They just keep rewriting and redoing ideas from the past, like Little Mermaid and now Snow White. And look, guys, I know it's silly we're talking about all this when we're literally on the brink of World War III, but these are cultural issues going on here at home, and we gotta talk about it. And don't get me wrong, I'm the type of person who thinks everyone should see themselves represented in media. Every kid out there should be able to turn on the TV or a movie at some point and see themselves no matter what color, where they're from, what religion, etc. But I don't see how these characters could be inspiring or interesting to kids. I mean, Snow White was supposed to be whimsical and fun, and these characters look like grown adults. I don't know what kids are gonna see and be happy about.
All right, guys, so we got to do a follow-up on a video that I did yesterday about Disney's new up-and-coming live-action remake of Snow White, or shall I say Snow Brown, okay? Because that's what it is, right? It's Snow Brown because Snow White, who's supposed to be white, is actually brown, okay? She's a Latina Colombian girl, right? Who apparently this girl right here is not actually the actress, okay? And that's part of the reason why I'm doing this video, because Disney is doing some damage control, right? They're doing damage control because they faced a whole lot of backlash for some of these images that went viral, okay, of what is supposedly the set or the filming of Snow White, okay? As you can see here are the 7 dwarves, right? And Disney, because they're woke, you can't call them dwarves anymore, right? I guess, you know, Disney is calling them magical creatures, okay? I'm calling them the 7 weirdos, okay? The 7 diversity hires, right? The 7 crackheads. We just need Hunter Biden, right? Since the woke Hollywood actors are going on a strike, right? And Hunter Biden needs a job, he can be one of the 7 crackheads. But Disney, it's Snow White, right? Boy, wow, yeah. So Snow Brown, right? Snow Brown and the 7 crackheads, okay? Starring Hunter Biden, right? Maybe, just maybe, again, if Hunter Biden was in this, okay, they might be able to call it Snow White again, right? Because at that point, you know, Hunter Biden's all about that white, right? He's all about the white. So anyways, Disney is in damage control mode, right? Because these images leaked, right? And it got a ton of backlash from everybody, right? As you saw at the beginning of this video, people, you know, who I think probably would embrace Disney's wokeness or their commitment to so-called diversity and inclusion, right? Probably would, you know, say, hey, you know what? You're going a little bit too overboard, right? You're getting so diverse and inclusive that you're actually kind of working backwards, right? You should have hired 7 actual midgets to play the dwarves, right? And you got to get little people a job, right? This is, you know, opportunities for them, right? Where's Hezbollah, right? Hezbollah would have been the perfect person to be a dwarf, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure all you guys are familiar with Hezbollah, right?
Parang sulas na po. Sabi ko ako. 타오르다.
The little short like Muslim, right? Again, he would have been perfect for this. Okay, I'm not sure exactly what Disney's thinking, but anyways, they're in damage control mode, right? They came out and they tried to dismiss the images from the Daily Mail as fake, right? They tried to say, well, it's fake. Okay, and the mainstream liberal media went with it. Okay, initially they was like, oh, Disney says the images are fake. See, conservatives, you guys were wrong. This is fake racist outrage, right? Except the images aren't actually fake. The images are very real, and it is obvious that Disney is trying to use a sleight of hand here in order to basically fight some of the backlash that they're getting, because everybody can see that this movie looks like an absolute disaster, okay? It's gonna be a flop, right? I wish I could short this movie, okay? If I could bet every dime in my bank account against this movie, I would, okay? Because it is going to flop, okay? It is going to be an absolute disaster, right? I know it, okay? Nobody's gonna watch this movie, okay? So again, Disney sees the writing on the wall, right? And now, again, they're in damage control mode, trying to control the narrative and say, well, these images aren't actually real or whatever. And again, leftist media outlets like the Daily Beast, right, ran with Disney's pathetic little excuse, right, for these photos getting leaked, right? And now they're even having to kind of reel back in their initial accusation that the images are fake, because the images are not fake. They're very real. There's just some slight corrections we need to make so that everybody understands exactly what they're looking at. So let's read about it. Disney's damage limitation on leaked Snow White photos backfires, right? Disney became embroiled in another woke controversy Friday as leaked images from the new Snow White movie showed the 7 dwarves have largely been replaced by actors of varying heights and genders. Photos were initially published by the Daily Mail, which Disney tried to claim were, quote, fake. But after the Daily Mail published a clarification, the conglomerate subsequently released a clarification of its own, walking back its initial claim. So Disney came out and said it was fake. After the Daily Mail said, nah, they're not fake. Let's actually, clarify exactly what you're looking at here. We're going to explain here in a little bit. Disney actually goes back and say, well, they're not fake, but, right, the photos are fake and not from our production, a Disney spokesperson originally alleged to the Daily Beast. Quote, we are currently trying to have the Daily Mail issue a correction. As a result, the Daily Mail issued the following correction. Quote, this article has been amended since initial publication to correctly identify the actress portraying Snow White as an extra who stood in for post-production photography. Disney confirmed that stand-ins were used for both Rachel Zegler and Andrew Burnap in these images. We are happy to clarify this point. Yeah, so I want you guys to understand. The only correction that needs to be made is the fact that the actress that we saw playing Snow White, okay, this little brown lady right here, is not actually the real actress, okay? This is a stand-in because the actors are going on strike, okay? So that's why you see somebody else, as a stand-in for Rachel Zegler, right? But again, Disney tried to basically do a sleight of hand and say, well, they're fake, right? It's not the real thing, even though these are very real pictures from post-production. This is actually what it's going to look like, right? I mean, they're going to touch it up. They're going to do some CGI. Obviously, they're going to make them look prettier, right? It's not going to look exactly like this, but this is basically what it's going to look like, right? This is their rendition of, the 7 dwarfs, okay? They're gonna be diversity hires, okay? It's gonna look close to this, okay? Again, they just got to touch it up, right? That's basically what it is, okay? But again, Disney tried to peddle that as if, oh no, they're fake, right? Oh, it's just fake news. Nah, it's not fake news, bro. Those are real pictures, okay? That is a real production right there from Disney. Later that day, however, the same spokesperson would walk back the previous statement made to the Daily Beast, saying the photos were indeed from its production, but were official. The spokesperson claimed there was a misunderstanding and had called for a correction to the names of the actors that were in the photos, some of whom were stand-ins. Yeah, so again, it wasn't a misunderstanding. You tried to say it was fake, and the Daily Mail challenged you. They call BS on your accusation that it was fake, and Disney had to come out and issue another correction. This is embarrassing. At this point, scrap the production, bruh. Scrap the production. Say, you know what? We're going to scrap this whole thing. I'm telling you, Disney. I mean, maybe they've already spent the money. Okay? Maybe they've already spent the money. I'm just saying, you need to go and get you a nice pale white woman, right? Go find you the palest white actress you can find and 7 little people, okay? I don't want to be offensive here, right? I don't want to offend anybody. Get you 7 Hezbollahs, right, to play the dwarves, okay? Make it look like the original. Make it a love story. Make it like the original, but live action. That's how you can salvage this disaster, okay? Because what you're doing is just, it's you're making it worse, right? You're making it worse, okay? You're lying to us now. You're lying. You're trying to trick the people. The spokesperson claimed there was a misunderstanding. Actress Rachel Zegler, a Latina, was cast as the titular princess. This comes after Disney released its live-action Little Mermaid, which included black actress Halle Bailey. Now, again, the Little Mermaid, epic flop, right? Failure. Okay, contrary to the narrative from the mainstream liberal media, they tried to make it seem like that movie was a massive success. It wasn't. It was a disaster. It should have made $1 billion. It didn't. It made like half of that. Okay, so again, disaster. Disney probably won't make money off of it. They probably won't profit. Yeah, let's read a little bit more here. Last year, Disney announced that the dwarves would be replaced by magical creatures after Game of Thrones actor Peter Dinklage lashed out at the effing backwards story. Actors with dwarfism at the time, including Dylan Postal, a former WWE wrestler known as Hornswoggle, accused Dinklage of being selfish. Quote, "It's not helping our community. It's taking away jobs from our community that are very few and far between as it is." Exactly, bro. Exactly. That's why I say diversity and inclusion. It's so ass backwards, man. Again, they try so hard to go out of their way to be not offensive that they do the exact opposite. They achieve the exact opposite of what their stated goal is. Again, they should have hired 7 little people who otherwise wouldn't have jobs, okay, in Hollywood, and just paid them a ton of money. Okay, give them $1 million each, right? Give them $1 million each, right? And, you know, you probably would have made a ton of money off of this movie. Okay, that $1 million is a drop in the bucket. Disney gets to come out here and say, look, we hired these little guys, right? Little white guys. Maybe they didn't want to do it because maybe they would have to hire, 7 little white guys, right? And they didn't want them to all be white, right? They didn't want a whole movie of just white people, right? Maybe that's it, okay? I'm not sure, but I'm just saying. It could have been a win. It could have been a PR win. They could have still woke virtue signal and said, hey, look, we hired these little guys. We paid them a king's ransom, okay? And, yeah, the movie would have been a massive success, right? It would have been a massive success. Now, it's almost guaranteed to flop, right? It's guaranteed to flop. They need to scrap this the same way that the people that were making Sonic scrapped their character design for Sonic and revamped it. And that was a success. Like, it worked, right? They saved that because, again, people were outraged by the way that Sonic looked. And again, this is the same type of outrage here, and it's warranted. Like, it's legitimate outrage, okay? The Little Mermaid made $465 million in global earnings as of the 3rd week in June. It will be released for purchase on Disney Plus on July 25th. Disney's further film productions come as the company announced layoffs for 75 Pixar Animation Studios employees earlier this month. In February, Disney laid off an additional 7,000 employees in a $5.5 billion effort in cost savings, which represented roughly 3% of Disney's 220,000 global employees. Yeah, so again, another backfire for Disney, right? Another backfire for Disney. It can't get worse for this company, but it just continues to get worse, okay? Because they're committed to their woke religion, and this is where it leads you. To go broke, right? For stuff like this to happen. Embarrassment, okay? This once great company isn't again, it's a disgrace. It's a disgrace. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.